Famous Brands has announced a 16.8% increase in quarterly franchise sales. It also said that like-for-like sales grew 9.6%, with South Africa delivering growth of 9.3%. Joining us now on the line to discuss is Kevin Hedderwick, the CEO of Famous Brands. Kevin, the good times continue here, and they contrast with what the chief economist here from Nedbank, Dennis, has been telling us about the consumer. He speaks of a consumer under pressure. Your numbers show a very happy consumer and growing as well.
Good afternoon, Godfrey. Yes, we're very pleased with the results. I think that we've been saying to the market for a long time is that the food service industry is a buoyant one. It's still nowhere near saturation, and I think it's beginning to manifest itself in our numbers. People have got to eat, and what we're seeing is that if you give the consumer value and you give them quality, they'll find you.
Mm-hmm. Kevin, let's talk about the developments in terms of the vertically integrated nature of your operation right now, because a key focus that has been building manufacturing presence. What is the plan right now to consolidate some of the entities that you acquired over the last period, and how are you building onto the kind of competencies that they have?
Yeah, the two brands that give us a double-edged sword, if you will, is in the first instance Turn & Tender. And Turn & Tender represents our foray into the family dining steakhouse category, and our plans are to roll that brand out across South Africa, focusing on metropolitan markets in the first instance. And the back end of that particular acquisition, what it does bring to us is our ability to also embark on a program whereby we begin to provide to our other brands and to their specifications what we call choice meat cuts, so that they can deliver against that particular menu. Mm-hmm. The other part of it is the bread basket, which has got manufacturing capability in Linbro Park, and so we want to be reconfiguring the bread basket brand at the front end of the business, but also using the manufacturing capability at the back end to again provide a range of specialty breads to the rest of our network. So those are two focus areas for us in the next few months.
Yeah, Kevin, let's talk broad strategy. I mean, clearly the strategy so far has been working. Like for like is growing. The new stores that are coming on stream are also adding. And you also, within that, saying you have got an emerging market, at the same time you've got an established market, and both sides are clearly growing. But going forward now, how are you taking this forward? Is it going to be, again, more store openings? I see you plan another 46. And that strategy on that emerging market, who are you targeting and where?
I think an interesting part of our more recent developments is that in excess of half of the restaurants that we've opened last year, and certainly in the first quarter, we've been able to put into what we call emerging markets, both urban and rural. So you'll see our brands finding homes in shopping centres on the fringes of the major townships, but also, which is very encouraging, is our brands finding their way into smaller markets like Butterworth, for argument's sake, in the Eastern Cape. So, as a deliberate strategy, we will continue to make sure that our brands find their ways into all markets across the length and breadth of South Africa. So, in terms of growing the business by acquisition, I think we've ticked most of the boxes, although we continue to always be alert should something present itself. But, I mean, effectively, we now have got to make sure that we grow our business organically.
Kevin, if you're talking about organic growth, you're also talking about growing your presence on the African continent. And of course, you've done so well in South Africa with the wide variety of the brands that you offer. But which of the brands really have the most appeal in Africa right now? And talk to us about how you're going to continue to grow your African presence in the next few months.
Yeah, in Africa, unequivocally, the brand that's showing us the greatest amount of promise is Debonairs Pizza. The consumption per capita for pizza in South Africa and Africa continues to escalate. At the front end of our thrust into the rest of Africa will be Debonairs Pizza, and following hard behind that will be Steers, a sprinkling of Fishaways and Mug and Bean where we can do it. We're in 15 African countries. We've been trading in most of them for the best part of the last 8 to 12 years. And so we're in a very good position to be able to now reap those early seeds we've sown. We understand the route to market. We understand the challenges of getting product to market, and also the challenges that gets presented over there in terms of finding retail space. So our strategy for Africa is not to expand into more than the 15 countries we have, but to certainly go very deep in those countries and make sure that we populate the 15 and do it well. And right, as I say, at the front end of it is going to be Debonair's Pizza.